Hi, this is John, and you're watching Code at Cuento, where we talk about technologies, web development, and web design, and all other geeky stuff. And today we will be talking about something that is more of a recent development in CSS, which is called the CSS Properties or the CSS Variables. So let's get into the video. So, uh, here we go. CSS variables. Ano ba yung CSS variables? How should it be used? Basically, CSS variables are entities that are defined by the CSS authors that contain specific values to be reused throughout the document. And it can be any value. It doesn't limited by a certain parameters na pwede mo lang magamit or certain name conventions na pwede mong magamit. So, basic usage is more similar if you are familiar with preprocessors like SASS or less. It works the same way wherein you declare a variable and then you use those variables on a certain part of your cascading style sheet or the CSS. So, if you can see here, we have the root, and to declare a variable, you have to use a double dash. So, dash dash, then the name of your choice. So, dash dash, here in the example, dash dash brand dash color. So, we define the color. And to use that variable on any elements that you want to, we define the element such as this for each one. Then, we use the value color, and then we start with var, as in variable, then open parentheses, dash dash, the name that you specified for the variable, and then close parentheses. And that's all there is to it. So it's a quick and easy way to monitor or to do a universal styling for the elements that has similar or basically repetitive values, such as fonts or shapes or background colors, and more like those stuff. So maybe you are asking, can I use it in the production now? So here I'm showing you the can I use from the can I use website. So CSS variables is 85 or 75% globally accepted. So most browsers except IE have been adapted or have been shipped these features on their current browsers. So with those out of the way, let's start working, or let's see how to use the CSS variable in practice. Let's go. So here we are now at CodePen. Started with this basic markup with basic styling, so we can see how CSS variables work. So before we can use any CSS variables on our style, we need to define it. So let's first define it on the root. So if you're wondering what the root is similar to you just using HTML or writing HTML here, but it has a higher specificity. So we'll be using root instead. So it is more specific for the style sheet. And then we want to define or create a name for the value of our CSS. Say I want to create a main font color. One tip in using CSS variables is that you want the name of your values, since you can name it any names that you want. You want to name it the values to be a specific value that you can easily memorize. So it should speak to something that is all about its purpose. We can just specify it as a main font color for now. This is just for me. This worked for me, but that is how I suggest you do it also for yourself. So the main font color here is gray. So because it is the font color of the body. The accent color, which is the colors that we will be using for most of the accents, such as the headings and the links, would be similar to CC or E56. If you can see, it is the same value for the H1s and the same value for the links. Okay, and then let me expand this a bit. And then we have the secondary color, which is similar to the colors that we will be using in H2, which is 5C, 6B, C0. So here we defined it. We defined the root and the accent color and the secondary color, font color, for our variables. And since we already declared it, we can use it in the production. So to use it, here we can use var and then main font color. And then for the H1, we want to use the accent color. So var dash dash accent font color. So and here we want to have the same color. See, for the links. And then for the H2, we want to use var and dash dash. Then we will use secondary font color. There we go. So still the color is the same as the secondary color. Now what is neat for this is you can change the value on the root and let it change on all of the variables that you declare it with. Let me pick another color, a quick one. Say we want to change our main color into a darker shade of blue instead of gray. We just pick a color of blue and then use it for the main color. So you see, all that is, since it's only the body, but everything that is declared for the main color would be changed to that specific color in a flash, right? It auto updates everything. And say you want to change the root or the accent color into something more of a green instead of orange. So let's pick some cool color of teal. So just change this value to this one. So see, it changes the header and the color of the links, right? It's that pretty neat. And what if you want to change the color of the secondary color into more orange one? Then secondary font color will just be changed. See, so instead of going in each individual elements, so kahit the value here would be change. We just need to change the value or the values of the CSS variables, and everything would be updated. So it's neat, or it's pretty neat if you have a super long style sheet, or you have a website project that has so many values and variables that is repetitive, as I mentioned before, such as colors or font families or paddings or sizings, line height, etc. You can define it before you even style and just reuse it again and again and again by using some simple name variables that you can be updated on the fly. So yeah, hope you learned something about it. So there we have it, CSS Custom Properties or CSS Variables. Start using it in your coding or start playing around with it to get a hang of how to use CSS Properties and CSS Variables in your own project. And yeah, hit like if you like this video, comment down below if you have any questions, and also don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. And yeah, see you around in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye.